4 months.
4 months.
I turned 50 the end of September, and my
gift to
50th
you.
birthday present to myself from my parents as well as myself was an investment in coming to Torque.
Okay.
And I am so grateful that I did it.
And we are grateful to have you
I've
here.
made in a long time.
Okay.
Yes. I work at the stadium, so I was driving past here every day, and I saw your nutrition challenge sign in September, and I thought, okay. So I Googled your website, sent an inquiry. Amanda got back to me. I came, I met Lee,
Amazing.
and I said, you know what? This is it. This is what I'm supposed to do right now. At age 50, I need to get myself healthier, happier.
Yes.
And you guys are the best. I feel so welcome here. Everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Everybody knows your capabilities, and they do what they need to do so you don't fail. You walk in and go, I can't do that. And the next thing you know, oh my God, I just did it.
You did it.
Like, that's crazy. So I loved coming here.
I
love it.
having you here.
So I was always heavy as a kid. And then I decided one day, I was done being, do you know Pam? She's the fat girl. Do you know her? Pam, she's that fat girl. Do you know her? I was like, I'm done being her. So for Thanksgiving, my father and I went to my aunt's house, and he said, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, I want a treadmill, because that took away all of the excuses. It's cold, it's raining, it's dark. None, because it was in my house.
You're
So
amazing.
my dad got it for me the next day.
Okay.
And of course, I would come home from work. I worked 2 jobs. So I'd get home at 9:30 at night, and I would do my treadmill. And if I did a half an hour, my dad did 35 minutes. Well, if he did 35 minutes, I had to do 40 minutes. So it was this friendly competition. And then I had a pool growing up. So my dad opened the pool earlier, kept it open later. So I would come home and I would swim
Where did you grow up?
in Needham.
Oh, okay. So you're local. Okay.
So, yes, and I had a friend that worked at the Y, so in the winter I could go up there and swim, and I lost 100 pounds all on my own. I stopped eating when I got home at 9:30 at night. I packed extra food, so when I went from one job to the other, I had dinner to eat with me at my second job. So when I came home, I had time to work out.
Go on the treadmill.
My dad, I gave him the grocery list, and I was eating, turkey sandwiches for lunch instead of God knows what. Drinking a lot of water. I stopped drinking. I gave up alcohol for New Year. It was a New Year's resolution through April school vacation, because I used to teach at the time. So that was huge. And it just, snowballs, because you say, well, I'm not gonna eat that. I just worked out really hard. I don't want to blow all that I just did on an ice cream or this or that. So, I didn't want to be Pam the fat girl anymore. So I lost a ton of weight. I got married. I got pregnant. I gained 80 pounds with my first pregnancy. And my daughter was born in March. So once I got the okay from the doctor, I walked 5 miles every day. It was great. Then I had a second baby. I gained 50 pounds with him. And I did the same thing. I walked all the time, and then I was having trouble. I felt like I couldn't lose those last 10 pounds. So I signed up to run the Tufts race, the Tufts 10K.
10K.
So my dad he's a retired Boston cop. He used to escort the lead runner.
Okay.
And he said to me, you're never gonna be able to do that. Well, those were fighting words, because of course I had to do it.
I love your relationship that you have with Dad too.
So I did it, and I ran the whole thing. And then I had a physical, and I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, which I never thought in a million years. I never felt any symptoms, but my blood revealed that I had an overactive thyroid. So I met with an endocrinologist, and he put me on a medication. I gained weight because it slowed my metabolism down, and that was devastating. As a person that was heavy, losing weight. So I just continued to fight the fight as best I could. I treadmill, swim at the Y. I used firm videos, so I would do videos at home and go up and down. And then in 2014, Thanksgiving of 2014, some neighbors of mine at a party said they were going to run the Run to Remember, and that they thought I could do it. It's a half marathon on Memorial Day weekend. And I was like, no way. Come on, you can do it, you can do it. So I agreed. And I signed up the next day to do the half marathon of the Run to Remember. So I started off a mile at a time, just a mile for a week, a mile and a half, 2 miles. That's how I did it. So I was running 5 miles a day, and it was the year of 100 inches of snow. So I did a lot of treadmill work because you couldn't run outside because there was 100 inches of snow. So when I finally could get to go outside, I think because of the potholes and so forth and so on, I did something to my hip so bad that I couldn't even roll over in bed. I had to grab the mattress to roll over. So I went to an orthopedic, and she gave me a prescription for physical therapy.
Okay.
And so I went to PT. I told the physical therapist that I need to do whatever I need to do to run this race.
So how long, where's the race on the calendar right now?
So this was in April, so the race was the end of May.
Okay.
So basically the month of April, I couldn't do any running because I couldn't.
And up to this point, where were you? You doing maybe 9 miles a day or ish training?
I was still doing 5, maybe 6.
Okay.
And then that was just like, boom, slap in the face. Like, and of course, all the emotions of what was I thinking? I can't do this. This is crazy. So I did physical therapy. The trainer that I worked with was great.
Mm-hmm.
I, ran most of the race. I had to walk at times, but I still did it in 2 hours and it was like just over 2.5 hours. So it wasn't like I didn't have a bad time either. And it was like the fat Pam was dead, healthy, fit, athletic Pam was starting to come into play. I also, I swim. So I could swim a mile like it was nothing. Okay. So the coach that I was working with told me about, it's called the Mashpee Super Swim. So I did that, and I signed up for the 5K. So I've done a 5K swim. That was amazing because it was the first time I ever had a panic attack. I got in the water because I could swim following a lane line, but this was in a pond. There's no lane line to follow, open water, and like crazy emotion. And then finally I cleared my goggles, put my goggles on, and I said, somebody has to be last. It's okay if it's you, because at least you can say you swam 3.1 miles. Because how many people do you know can say that they did that? It's okay if you're last. Mm-hmm. So I just did it. I just did my swim, and I wasn't last. So again, I felt like Ariel when I got out of the pool, like the pond. My legs were like absolute jello. So another major accomplishment in my world. I've also done, there's this thing called the Midnight Marathon Bike Ride, where you ride a bicycle on the marathon course the night before. So I have done that, rode a bike from Hopkinton to Boylston. So that was really amazing. That was an amazing experience. I highly recommend that to anyone.
How many riders are there?
Oh, there's like 1,500, 2,000 riders. Yeah, it's really cool.
Did you do it with the group?
Yep. I went with there was
that
like
same group of people that.
No, this was my bunch of Mansfield moms that we went. Yeah, it was really, really, really cool. So then I decided to get back into running a couple of years ago. So again, started running a mile because I felt like I was starting to chub up a little bit, wasn't as happy. So something snapped in my knee. And this was in February, and I couldn't bend my knee. And I said, I'm a mom, ice and Advil, ice and Advil. I'll be fine, ice and Advil. Well, ice and Advil wasn't enough. I tried to do the treadmill again, lasted about 45 seconds. Finally in June, went to an orthopedic. She took out 2 syringes of fluid out of my knee, gave me a cortisone shot, told me it was just bad arthritis. And I said, no, don't believe you. So then I had an MRI, and she said, yep, it's just bad arthritis. And I said, don't believe you. It hurts too much. All of a sudden, it hurts too much. So I went for a second opinion, and that doctor first he said, yep, it's bad arthritis. And then he had read my MRI the next day, and he told me that I had a meniscus root tear, that I tore my meniscus off the bone, not just a tear in my meniscus. So, but the recovery for that is 6 weeks on crutches. So this is now October. And I said, I can't do that. I work at the stadium. I can't be on crutches for 6 weeks right now. So I have to wait till January. So I waited till January. And when the doctor did my surgery, he realized that there was way too much damage in my knee, that he couldn't fix it. He improved it. He cut the meniscus, he shaved off the arthritis, and he cleaned out the hundreds of pieces of cartilage that were floating around. So my knee is a lot better, but I need a new knee, but they won't give it to me because I'm only 50. So I just, again, trying to do this on my own and was not having success. The scale kept going up and up and up, and I was not feeling good about myself. And fast forward, driving by here, turning 50, and I said, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do for myself. The gift of health and fitness. So I again, reached out, came in for a meet and greet with Lee, signed up for On-Ramp, and it was the best decision I ever made. And there are times when I went home and said, what was I thinking? I can't do this. And she said, nope, you got this. Mm-hmm. You got this. Mm-hmm. You can do it. And she would scale it down so I could succeed. And when Lee wasn't here and it was Sarah, she was eye level with me, cheering me on, not letting me give up on myself, knowing that I could do it, just talking to that voice in my head. Mm-hmm. Same with Chris, encouraging me, checking in with me every day, making sure I do my 10 burpees, making sure that I am making better choices. This place is...
Right. And now we tie in some of the getting it done. And I have to say how wildly wonderful it is to see how the athletes are participating in the Facebook. Can you speak to that a little bit, and how, we were talking about you've been introduced to different foods and...
So Jamie, the nutritionist, yep, I joined her Getting It Done in 2021 challenge, and it's making me think about what I'm putting in my mouth. It's making me, I went out, bought a big bag of spinach, so I'm sauteing spinach to add to my food. I'm making sure I put a whole thing of vegetables on my plate before I put anything else so that there's less room for anything else. And I'm full when I'm done because I've had all of these vegetables. Adding spinach to my smoothies, because you can't taste it, but it's just adding nutrients to what I'm putting in my body. Talking with Sarah one morning about toast with peanut butter and apple slices. That lasts longer than a bowl of cereal. Or this morning I had toast with avocado and scrambled eggs. Again, making really good choices to fuel my body for when I come in here. And I'm not hungry, so I'm not grabbing just a snack. I'm grabbing...
What would your breakfast may have been before having conversation with Jamie and learning a little bit more about the Kickstart Getting It Done in 2021?
It might have been a big bowl of cereal that was really like maybe Frosted Mini Wheats, maybe like a Special K kind of a thing. Yep. If I had fruit, I'd throw fruit on it. But I'd be hungry in an hour and a half because there was no protein on there. Sure. There was no real good carbohydrates on there. And then lunch, I wouldn't take the time to eat a real lunch, where now I am taking the time to get a plate. Yesterday I had leftovers, which was brown rice instead of white rice, brown rice, and sauteed spinach, and took a big frying pan of made sauteed spinach to bulk up my lunch. Instead of just, I'll take a bite of this, I'll just have a little bit of that, a nibble of that, and just making sure I grocery shop and I have the right foods. I have apples, sugar snap peas, carrots, those little sweet peppers. I cut the tops off them, get the seeds out, so I just eat them like they're chips because they're crunchy and sweet.
Right, a lot of texture.
I got some honey mustard dressing made with Greek yogurt, so I was using that as a dipping sauce as opposed to a ranch dip or an onion dip or something. But don't get me wrong, I mean, I still will grab a handful of this or a nibble of that because I'm human. And I feel like that kind of gives you the, okay, I had my taste of this, so now it's time to get back on track. You know, drinking water. The night before, I have a big 16-ounce glass. I fill it with water so it's room temperature. It's right next to my coffee maker, so I drink that before I even have my coffee. So I know at least right off the bat, I've had 16 ounces of water.
So that's different behavior than
Yes.
pre. Nice.
Yep. I mean, I drink probably 2 or 3 of these a day.
How is your health in terms of are you still on prednisone?
No. My Graves, my numbers came back to normal. I do get blood work done every year. I know, I'm knock on wood, I'm a pretty healthy person with a few arthritis knee, arthritis shoulder, but for the most part, I'm pretty healthy, and doing this is only adding to my health. And my mom even made a comment that the stronger I get now, the better I'll be when I'm my parents' age, who my dad just on Friday had his hip replaced. He's had a knee replaced. My mom has had 2 knees replaced and a hip replaced. So I feel like doing this now is going to delay having to do that later.
Wow.
So.
And if we can ask you, there was a program that Torque had a month back or so, Get One, Gift One. And can you speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So Chris actually encouraged me. My son, who's 16, is going to come on Saturday and meet with Sarah. He's my gift. I came, did mine with Lee. I can't say enough about this place that they're going to teach him proper form. They're going to make sure that he's not just lifting to lift. So I'm really, really excited to get him involved in here. He's 16, so I think it will be really good for him in his future as an athlete. I would say make that phone call. Come in, meet with the staff. Everyone here is amazing. Welcome. Everybody knows your name. Like, that is the best thing, that you come in and it's like they stop what they're doing to say hello to you. Give it a try. Don't be intimidated by the equipment that you see. Don't be intimidated by what the other athletes are doing, because it's all about you, what's best for you. And the coaches here set it up so you do what's best for you, so you don't fail. And if you do fail, it's okay, because I failed today. I had to drop the barbell and Lee was right there and she got me back on that horse. And it's okay. It's part of, but take that first step. Don't listen to that voice in your head. Make the phone call, come in, meet with Amanda, meet with Chris, meet with Sarah, meet with Lee, and just give it that 6 weeks, give it 6 months, whatever, and you will see a huge difference physically, mentally. It's just, I get so excited to come here. I come 3 days a week and I look forward to it. I don't even bring my phone in because this is my me time, because it's all about me and it's okay. Yep. So I try to break a sweat every day. I do my burpees. I do 25 sit-ups. I'm going to incorporate jumping rope because I do have a jump rope now. And after yesterday's workout, I'm going to try to plank for 30 seconds and build that up, because that was a real struggle yesterday. And I feel like I can do that in my living room. No equipment needed. None of what I'm doing, except for a jump rope, which you can find pretty much anywhere. There's no equipment needed. Burpees, sit-ups.
No excuses.
No excuses. If it's important enough, you find a way. If not, you find an excuse. And that's really, those are fighting words.
Yeah.
Those are really important words, because you're only cheating yourself. And if you don't want to cheat yourself, then just do it.
Nice. Perfect closing. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.